Jimmy McNary is Area Vice President of Federal Solutions for Semperis. Welcome, Jimmy. It's great to see you.
Thank you, Francis.
What are the technologies and techniques that are available for sea services as they're worried about cybersecurity, concerned about security, but also resilience? What's available to them now?
So I think the word you mentioned there, resilience, is the most important word we need to talk about, right? So having worked in cybersecurity for 25, 30 years at this point, we've come to realize that even though you need to have a defense in depth strategy for securing your environment, you need to be resilient, right? And I'm seeing more and more focus put on enterprise networks focusing on that word resilience, right? What does that mean, right? So if you're layering your defense with firewalls, different types of technologies to defend against the nation states, the hackers, the hacktivists, whatever, you need to be able to understand that at some point they could possibly get in, right? And when they get in, what happens at that point, right? That's where you need to react and you need to be resilient. So, my company, Semperis, we've focused on securing Active Directory in the network and the environment, right? So a lot of our maritime organizations, the Navy, the Coast Guard, they have operating systems that require Microsoft Windows and networks on board ships that have Active Directory. They need to be able to be resilient in the fact that if something happens to that Active Directory, something happens to that network, how do they recover very quickly and get back up and running? So that's what our technology focuses on. We continuously monitor Active Directory and we recover very quickly. Active Directory, if something goes down, which is, when you think about Active Directory, it's 25 plus years old at this point, right? It's a software that's been around for a long time. It's been developed over a long period of time, and it needs to be looked at in a very secure manner because even Microsoft says 9 out of 10 times that hackers get into your environment, they go right to Active Directory. Why? Because that's where all the permissions, that's where all the accounts lie, right? And that's where the gold of everything in your vault is stored, right?
Yeah.
So they want to get in there so they get access to everything instead of going for this server or that database. They go to Active Directory, they get the account access there, and then they go anywhere. So having a network, an Active Directory that's resilient, and software that you can use to be able to recover very quickly if you do have a problem is very important to the networks today in the maritime organizations.
It's the old line, why do you rob banks? Because that's where the money is, right?
Exactly. That's where the gold and the vault is. They want to get to, and that's where they're going to try to put all their focus and energy to get to initially.
A lot of emphasis at this show on edge computing and edge security. How does that change the dynamic, if at all, regarding security and resilience the way you just described it?
Yeah, so the edge is very important, right? So it's definitely a part of the technology that needs to be secure. So whether you're looking at an overall defense in depth approach like we talked before, or whether you're securing the edge, both of those are very important.
Yeah. The bottom line for all these organizations is they need to continue on their missions and not think about the technology. What's changed in that area to allow them to be confident that what they're doing is secure? I'm talking about the person at the tip of the spear, not have to worry about the technology piece on the back end.
Yeah, that's very important, right, Francis? I mean, if you've got technology in your environment, you want to be able to rely on that and not worry about it every day, right? But if we go back to the word resilience again, you need to have that confidence that if something does happen, how can I get up and running very quickly to get back where I was? So that's kind of the importance with the resilience.
Jimmy, it's great to have you here. Thanks for joining me today.
It was a pleasure, Francis. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.